Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ron,
And I'm Trisha.
and welcome to Obstructed Vision, where we have ordinary conversations with ordinary people about the things we want to know, we should know, and need to know. The world is constantly changing. Come get a point of view from our personal perspectives while shining light on reality and creating a neutral zone for those of you who wish to come and voice your opinions. Yeah.
What's up with you? I see we got a guest.
Hey, man, listen.
What's going on with
Hey,
it?
man. If y'all haven't been sleeping up under a rock for the past few years, then y'all know this guest that we have here today is an entrepreneur, a father. This man has plenty of accolades, but I'm gonna be 1,000. Out of all of them, he's known for being a monster and putting his words in specific ways for tracks that he's on. I gotta give it up to him, HKY, our own man, Young Spence.
know what's up.
What's good with you, bro? My bad, man. Hey, man. Yeah. I heard this. No doubt. Well, it's amazing, though, man. For real, the way that you know what I mean, your wordplay, the way that you establish your floor mats on every track, man. I gotta give it up to you, man. For real.
Appreciate that, bro. You've
Right.
been rocking with me since I was a youngin', bro.
For
Since
sure,
Since
for
I
sure.
was just getting wet and
Yeah.
really trying to figure out my flow for real.
No
You know what I'm
doubt.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. Shit, you doing amazing, bro.
bro, you used to show up just golly. I'll be like, bro, if bro ain't the most dripped out dude in the building.
I was gonna get to that, though. I was gonna get to that, but
like,
I'll let you.
I'm like, bro got me feeling underdressed.
You know,
Right.
hey, yo, remember that time I went over there to the studio and I was recording with Black, right? And I had those shades on.
Bro, I'm like, bro got the shades on in the building. I'm like, all right.
Yo, let me try them jokes on. I was over there. I did my little my verse or whatnot.
Yeah.
Man, Black nasty too though.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
man, you though, ever since I've known you, you've been putting in the work. You driven to do it. What is it that inspires you to be on it like you are? Not just the music though, but also on your entrepreneur level of life.
Man, like what really happened was like, bro, I was really just trying to find my way through the music and everything. Like I was hooping, so like making a transition from just wanting to be in the spotlight, it was kind of like the next best thing.
All right.
And I just so happened to be around people that was bigging it up. They was like, bro, you nice. So I just be in the crib, just, you know what I'm saying, getting to it. So then after that, like the movement started from me just wanting to be different. So like the So Excellent, man, I had a few cats that really was rocking with me way before the So Excellent, like
All right.
Black and Bad Brown and
Right.
all those dudes. Like I would be around those dudes, bro, and would be very unfamiliar with studio setting.
All right.
Very unfamiliar with like writing. I'd be in the studio, bro, like they would really be writing verses in like 30 minutes. Bro, I had to go home, write a verse in like 2 days. Like, damn, bro. Like I'm really trying to get right because they nasty. So
Right.
like,
Right.
bro, it really just came from me being around them and sharpening everything. So like, but they was already telling me before I was, you know what I'm saying, kind of downplaying myself. They'd be like, bro, you nice.
Right.
So like being able to be around people that was constantly telling me that, and they weren't fake. I'd be at home like, bro, I'm about to get off on these niggas.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'll be like, bro, he stepped so hard on that joint. I'm in the pen bad, you know what I'm
Aight.
saying? Really trying to,
Aight.
really just trying to compete for real. So
Yeah.
it ended up making me nice in that level. But as far as like the entrepreneurial stuff, like, bro, I lost my brother a couple years
May
back.
rest in peace.
So, man, like he was my motivation to everything that I was doing.
All right.
Like, he would tell me like, bruh, this hard. You need to rap on this. So like, I would be like, bro, what you think about me freestyling in the car? He'd be like, bro, you one of the hardest dudes out here. Like, get
For
right.
real?
So like, when it came to the clothes and stuff like that, like, bro, he was always pushing me with confidence. And like, once he passed away, like, bro, I had to go harder for him and everybody else that was looking up to me. But he was the biggest inspiration I had because he never doubted me.
No doubt.
So like being in a space where like I don't want to bring no doubt to anybody else. So like when you putting doubt around anybody, bro, you always gonna be stagnant or you gonna slow down. So
Right.
like once we started talking about So Excellent and a progressive lifestyle,
All right.
he never put no doubt in me. So like being able to keep that energy of no doubt and putting that around everybody else, bro, it's always gonna make it better. So
You know what, Trish? That's the same thing that we do here at Obstructed Vision.
Absolutely.
Nah.
We
For
big
real.
it up. You know what I mean? We keep that energy in here for that reason because it wouldn't be a show if our posture, if our energy about
Yeah.
what it is we doing don't reflect back on the artist or the guests that we bring in, right?
Exactly.
So what do you think about the industry now though? You know, it's really done changed. But what is your opinion on the shift?
I feel like it's a lot. The artists have a lot more power if they allow it, because you don't have to go mainstream to, as far as like executives.
Right.
Like you can just put the music out and flood it until it bubbles.
Right.
The worst thing that I hate about it now is that you don't really have to say anything though.
Right.
So like, I remember back in the day, like, bro, your song mandatory for it to be a hit, bro. It had to have 2 verses on it, and then it had to have a hook. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The hook may come in at the beginning, middle, and end, or they may just ride the song out.
Right.
Now the attention span is so short
Oh,
because of the lack of like people being able to put it out so quick.
Right.
They're getting away with doing a hook, a verse, and a hook, and that being the whole song. So like, that part is something that I like and don't like, because it's like, you'll get on there and you'll make a whole song and it doesn't really have to be hot, but it can take off like on TikTok. Like I've heard
I was going to
songs.
say that sound like
Yeah.
some rails or something.
Yeah, I've heard songs and you hear like the first 17 seconds of it and they repeat it and push it on you until it's hot. And then you hear the whole song and you like, oh, that's trash.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they forced it on
Yeah,
you.
you be like, oh man.
Yeah.
You be singing that part because that part get pushed on you. Like,
Right.
damn, I can't wait to hear the whole song because that part right there hard. But it's like being able to utilize that. I don't think that a lot of us have caught that wave, if you're not big, of utilizing how short the attention span is now.
Right.
So it's like, all right, you get in a rabbit hole and you could push 30 songs if you want to, because people just want to be entertained and want to see a whole bunch of you. So like, you can do 30 songs like that. Just imagine how many 3-verse songs you did back in the day
Right.
that you felt like had to have 3 verses, because that was the construction of like what we needed to
Right.
be on. And you took each verse of that verse and put it on another beat. Where you'd have 100 songs.
You're right.
All right, where do you generate money from now? You generate money from streams.
Right.
So the more songs you have, the more streams you get. Even if the song's not hot, if they attach to you, they gonna try to go through your whole catalog.
And I'm glad you said something about streaming, right? Because that's exactly what we started doing. We just start putting out, videos. You know what I mean? We're going to
Yeah.
flood your page with it then. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
You come here, you got something to watch. Start from the beginning. You get to see
You're
when
gonna
we
get tired
started
of
with
seeing us
nothing.
on that news
I'm telling you.
feed.
But yeah, you're exactly right, though.
But I mean, as far as like, it's still talent. It's just how you view it. Like, it's a perspective. Like,
Oh, definitely.
like the clothes and everything like that. Like, we used to wear baggy clothes,
Right.
and they hated it.
Right.
They hated how big our clothes were on us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like,
Right.
to us it was fresh. Everything, the neck wasn't creased off. Everything
what I
was
mean?
fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It was clean.
yeah, for
But
sure.
They hated it. So then you went through the era where everything was super tight. And now you're going through a phase where everything's baggy again or loose fitted, like
History always
wide
repeats
legs.
itself.
Like, so it's like even the style of it is like repeating itself. So
Right.
I think the industry's in a good place. I think the more independent that we, the more power that we get. Like
Right.
even this, like you never had nothing like this before. Like people being able to have enough equipment to start a podcast.
Right.
I'm
Right.
not gonna say it's ever simple,
Right.
but the know-how to do it is
Right.
right there more
Right.
than it ever was.
It's true.
So it's like, the industry is a lot more in our hands. It's just the work ethic behind it, like,
That's right.
Yeah.
or somebody grabbing somebody and pushing it. Like, I guess another thing that I may not like either is like they'll take someone young and then still saturate them. We was kind of dealing with that too, where it was like, they would grab somebody young that don't really want too much and be like, I'm gonna hand you this, this, and this. As long
Right.
as you hop on stage and run around and do this, they still don't construct them about like investments and stuff like that.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know
So,
what? That's what this podcast is about. Also throwing out jewels.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I do understand about society, you know how you was like a few minutes ago, you was the attention span, right?
Yeah.
Being the fact that I know that that's a problem for real, you got to give your audience something that grabs the attention.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
And so with grabbing their attention, like you, I know, I know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
throw a little jewel in there, but you already did it for me now, though. That was a good one.
Yeah,
so
for
it's,
sure.
yeah. You got to have the will to do whatever it is that needs to be done.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I tell you one thing I can't stand.
Yeah.
When you know how you get on TikTok and you just keep hearing that same little verse over
Yeah,
and over
Like,
and over
like you was talking
again.
about,
But then the song come on the radio. I'm tired of hearing this song.
Ah,
That's all
yeah.
you
They'll
hear.
burnt you out. They'll burnt you out.
But that's all you hear on everybody TikTok.
Yeah.
They play
Yeah.
that same song, and as soon as
Yeah.
it come on the radio for the first, like it could be the first time that you hear the song, and you just be like, I don't even want to listen to the song because
Right.
I'm so tired of listening to it on TikTok.
Got me.
Right.
Everybody on it, you know what I mean?
But it's like, I mean, that's another thing about the power too. Like, TikTok is free.
Free advertisement.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, it's either you gonna draw the attention to it or you not. But
Right.
once it pops,
See what I'm
you
talking
don't
about?
even gotta do nothing after
It,
that.
it worked for itself.
And then like, you know, these bigger cities, man, they'll allow for your pockets to be as long enough to advertise
Mm-hmm.
yourself if they allow you to do it. So it's like you may not be buzzing here and that song may be 2 years old
Right.
and then somebody got the cash to put the right promotion behind it or the right person behind it.
Right.
But it's like, you know, once it catches on, it's tough. Like, cause you have to be in so many places. That was my problem. Was that like,
Traveling.
once I had a buzz, I didn't know how to get out. I didn't know how to get a manager. I didn't know I needed a manager.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To be like, hey, bro, we'll make you hot.
Yep.
Like we'll turn you up. It just so happens that like, you know, I had a little bit of motion to where I could kind of turn myself up, but it still wasn't enough to take somebody completely out
Right,
of here like
right.
that one song.
Right,
Now
right,
Yeah.
you 100,000 there and don't never got rap
yeah.
again.
So you know, this is of course an outlet that it's grabbing the attentions, right?
So,
But even off of what you just said, I feel like as long as we keep communicating out here, the process is gonna handle itself, right? You know how you was just saying that you really didn't know the realms of what to do to get out of here.
yeah, for
And-
sure.
And we all didn't back then, right? But you know, once I really started having to do it myself, though, for real, because I really just would record something with everybody and then follow everybody.
Yeah.
Not really knowing the game. Once I started really developing to my own character, I did start managing myself.
Right.
And I just started listening, keeping my ears to the street on all the places they having shows, right?
Yeah.
Or open mics. I started doing it like that. And when I started doing it, I started running into other producers.
Right.
Like, man, yeah, for a fact, I got one I'm gonna bring on real nice too. Real soon too, Trish. I meant to tell you that. Anyway, they did that. They seen something in me.
Yeah.
Got behind me. Trying to make this move.
Yeah.
Paper though. If your money ain't right, that traveling and
Yeah.
jumping in every time, we got a thing
Yeah.
going on down here. Come, it eventually starts tightening up them pockets, and that's another wonder of way. You know what I mean? You know, take it from me.
And like, you know, once I had my daughter, like I wasn't really trying to hop and risk my freedom like that.
I don't blame you.
Like, so, like, I had the money to do all of that at first, but it was more like slowing down to be present for my daughter and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
it didn't make sense, but it would have made sense, just putting my all into it. So like, I would go viral here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I sit in a car, I hit a freestyle, 10,000 views, stuff like that. Like to me, that's viral here.
That is.
Yeah.
But we don't have enough. We don't have enough word of mouth for somebody to spread outside of that. So like that's even how the clothing line came about too. Was that like I needed something tangible.
Right.
where I could walk in and out of people's houses.
Right.
So like I had enough fans, or just not even enough fans, but enough character to be able to put it in people's hands, or people would respect who I
Right.
was as a person.
Right.
Because it's hard. And I say this with all respect to anybody that's doing it, but if you is a fuck nigga, bro, they not gonna put your merchandise on their back.
Right.
And let alone press play on your song. It's
Right.
harder to get somebody to press play on their song than
Right.
it is for somebody to put their shirt on your back.
I mean, that's true, man.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just imagine how many people that will put your shirt on and walk around with it all
Right.
day.
Right.
If your character is flawed, they not gonna do that.
That's
so
true.
like,
That's true.
you know, I was blessed to just, you know, have enough motion to be able to do that, be able to present myself in a way that people would respect it, and have a longevity of being able to do that and stay out of the way.
Right.
So once the merch started coming about, because I needed to be different when I was out.
Right.
Like I needed to have something that solidified me, even if it was a shirt, to be like, oh, he's somebody different. So being able to have it on call when people needed it, it also put me in spaces like people was calling me like, bro, I seen your shirt in church. Like,
Yeah,
oh, bro, we done made it to the Lord's
I
house.
know that's right. I know that's right.
Made it.
Amen.
Yeah, for sure.
Amen.
Or like, you know, I started seeing the demographics of the age limits too.
Alright.
So like I would see a kid with it on,
Right.
and I would see an older adult with it on. So
Right.
then
Yeah.
it started being to the space like, oh snap! Like if a kid wear it and an older adult wear it,
Right.
they had the same type of respect for it.
Right.
So like I put it on, I feel so excellent when I
Right,
put it on.
right,
Somebody
right.
else put it on,
Right.
they gotta feel the same way. So
Right,
like
exactly.
I'm starting to see kids with like first day of school pictures on. I'm like, oh, we done made it again.
Right.
We done made it. We done
Right.
made it again.
Right.
Especially these
Right.
kids these days
Yes.
with these hoodies on in the summertime. I'm like, oh,
Like, why they don't ever take them off though? No, it's like 90 degrees
in the
outside and they
poo,
hot
in the
and
poo
sweating.
shiesty on. So,
Yes, yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know your first day of school outfit. That's something special.
You're
to
right.
you.
Yes.
You're right.
Feel me? So
Yeah.
seeing kids with it on the first day of school, that was crazy.
Yeah.
The next thing that I felt like was about to be crazy, I was like, all right, if people start doing this, then it's over. If people start stealing it, I'm like, it's over. If people start risking their freedom to get it, oh, it's over. I'm out.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
I'm outta
Hey,
here.
you know what though? You see the levels of it though. You know what I mean? I like that. That's all right. I know that's right. Yeah, that's official.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a blessing. Like I did 800 sales, bro, hand
All
in
right.
hand.
No doubt.
Like people really, you know what I'm saying, contacted me personally, and like, you know, they could order it from me and I would ship it to them as well. But
Right.
like everything that I did was hand in hand.
No doubt.
So like being in that space where I knew that starting it from the ground up, I needed to leave my impression on people. So people they would see other people with it on,
Right.
and they wouldn't ask them where they got it from.
Right.
They would be like, how you know him?
Right. Right.
So like that's a whole different space, but I'm trying to get to that space where it's like where you get that from.
Right.
Because you don't see somebody with a Nike shirt on and be
Yeah.
like, how you know them?
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
You be
But
like,
but
what?
we are biggest supporters, and that's like we always say. We always want to bring, you know, people who are business minded on and let
Yeah.
you know have a platform so you can be like, hey, you know,
And turn it up.
This is mine. If you need it, you know, hit me up. You
I'm
know,
telling you, man.
So,
I'm joking.
But we gotta support each other. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
And
We-
so my one of my biggest supporters was one of my homeboys. His name was Brian Turner. So like he had a shoe store in Lenoir, and he was opening the shoe store, and he was like, bro, I need some clothes in this mug. And I was like, bro, that'd be dope. He was like, well, just let me know when you ready to get right. He was like, bro, because what you got going on is going to create traffic. Black owner, you know what I'm saying? He was
Right.
getting exclusive shoes and stuff like that.
All right.
So, like, him just hitting me up and being like, yeah, bro, like, come and put some of your shirts in the store, bro. We worked on the price. It was great. You know what I'm saying? I still was going to get what I needed out of the shirts, and he was going to get the traffic to the stores and the shirts
Yeah.
like
Right.
that. So, like, being able to be in a space where, you know what I'm saying, he opened it up to me like, bro, like,
Right.
it ain't no hate. Like, bro, if we can make this happen, let's tie it in.
That's right.
So
No doubt.
that was the first time that I was able to make money without having to be somewhere
Yeah.
Right.
as well, which was big for me because I could just flood the store. But it also gave me a chance to realize too, because like so the price that me and him worked out, it was obviously more than what I was selling my
Yeah.
shirts for, so we could both make some money. So he let me realize too that I could sell my shirts for more and people would still buy them. And he also let me realize that people didn't have to meet me to like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Right.
It's really the story behind it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
well, people seeing me, like I'm selling it to people that are strangers to me, but they know of me.
Yeah.
Right.
Some
right,
people
right.
that were going to his store never heard of me
Yeah.
at all. They
Right,
just were
right.
buying it because they saw it and liked
Yeah.
it. So I'm like, oh, people are buying this shit off of first impression too.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is dope because that means that you know that you like something as soon as you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was even bigger. So like, wrapping my mind around these possibilities, like, okay, I'm gonna do pop-ups now because I know people will do this. Like, oh, they're getting attached to the brand, it's getting traction. Let me get some hoodies. Let me try the other avenues.
Yeah.
So being able to have somebody support it like that too made me want to go harder as well. So, and then it was all about my brother too, like the So Excellent. I started that with him. So being able to expand it any way I can, whether
Right.
it was the music or the merch or
Right.
whatever,
Right.
it started making more sense then too.
Right. Right. So, what is your biggest accomplishment though for you?
Being a father.
Hands down.
Yeah, that's a good
Hands
one.
down. I like that. Man. Oh my God. Excuse me. For everybody out there that's listening, I always do this when it comes to kids, right? I get sentimental. You know what I mean? For real.
For sure.
Because I wish I would have had somebody in my life like me.
Bro, me
you know
too.
what I mean? But so I just can I give you flowers for that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
for
That was a
sure.
great answer.
I mean, just when you can see your kids grow and know that they're grabbing stuff from you, and you're
Yeah.
like, bro, I see myself in my kid.
That's right.
Like, bro, it ain't no bigger feeling because like I had a purpose before.
Right.
But my purpose it didn't make me strive the way it do having mouths to feed, bro.
Word
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
knowing
like,
that you gotta be an inspiration and
yeah.
a role model for
yeah,
somebody that's watching.
Or I
looking
gotta
up.
be there.
Right. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I first started rapping, my daughter wasn't born, so, like, I wasn't really going hard. Like, I was trying to find an easy way out, whether that was pitching a pack or whatever the case may be. Like, it just didn't seem like I was urgent enough.
Right.
So, like, once I had my daughter, like, everything became urgent. Then I had my son. So then I'm looking at these two people that, like, love to be around me, sit up under me. So, like, my biggest accomplishment thus far, bro, has to be, like, being a father for sure.
Man,
That's one of the that's a
what's up.
blessing too. You
Yeah.
know.
Why do society look at like there's no men out here? You know what I mean? Because that should demonstrate it didn't have to be nothing monetarial.
Yeah.
I'm just
Because when it comes to that, like, black men, we get stereotyped a lot, bro.
Oh, my God.
For our presence.
right,
And like, it can be simple, and it's done changed. I'm not gonna say this in a bad space, but it started changing for us when females became more independent.
I say that too.
But there's nothing wrong with them being independent
Not at all.
But some of these guys, they bow down to that instead of being like, hey, I want to match like everything that you got going on. Like, okay, you go to a custody battle and you get your kids every other weekend. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're not necessarily, if you're not in contact with the mother all the time, you're not necessarily going to have to be the disciplined parent. You're not necessarily going to have to do the homework. You're not going to have to pick them up from school. You're not going to have to be in that space where you're getting kids ready for school, fed, like all these different things.
Right.
And then you have to figure that out, whether that's like, hey, if I can't be, if this is my time with you, like, I can still call my kids before they go to bed. I can still call them in the morning. I can still figure out ways to be present even if I can't do that. And that's what started lacking, was they wouldn't put the pressure on being present. So then once they weren't feeling like that no more, it was like, oh, I'm the mama and the daddy.
Right.
That started being the narrative. And once that narrative becomes a thing, like, bro, we just become extinct. So then you got this group of men that like, hey, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like I think that I became everything that I was because of what I didn't have.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got a sister, and like, you know what I'm saying, I don't really touch on this too much, but like we don't really speak that often, and it's because we didn't really grow up together, because my dad wasn't super present like that. So like it wasn't up to our moms to mesh us together.
Right.
It was up to our father to mesh us together.
That's right.
Because they didn't really have a reason to.
Right.
So like I have two different mothers of my kids.
Right.
It's not up to them to bring my kids together.
Right.
It's up to me.
Right.
So like
Right.
in that space where like I get my kids on the same days that I'm supposed to
That's
get
good.
both of them, like they've never not been with each other.
No, right.
So like in that space, like they have a great relationship.
That's
they have a
good.
great relationship with me, and I have a great relationship with the mother of my kids. Because even in some spaces where I fall short, if I ever do, which I don't normally do,
That's what's up. No doubt. No doubt.
thank God. But
Yeah.
it's like I communicate with them enough to know that like, hey, like if I don't got this right now, I'm still gonna make sure that I'm gonna get it. If there's anything else that I can do it. So they support me that same way because those communication lines are open. Like not only am I there for my kids, but I'm there for y'all. Cause if y'all are suffering, then they're suffering. So just doing what you say you're gonna do too, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
not even being a man. That's just being a person of respect.
Yeah.
So if you tell me you're gonna do something,
Do it.
and
That's right.
man, that's where like some men fall short too. Like
Oh, man, yeah.
telling their kids that they gonna do something and then not showing
Yeah.
up. Telling the mother of the kid they gonna do something and then not showing up. You start to lose faith in the person, bro.
Right, right.
Once
So it sounds to me like, you know what I mean, you really do understand the importance of having a man in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even necessary like to have a man in the house, because sometimes people just aren't meant to be together.
Well, yeah,
bro.
I mean that's true though,
But-
but that's not the same as having a man in the house. Though.
Yeah, or having a man present.
A
bro.
man present.
Because I mean, it doesn't have to be a father for it to be
Right.
a father figure, though.
Right, that's true.
But a father, like, I mean, people still hurt from the lack of fathers.
That's right.
Females become certain ways from the lack of fathers. Males become something from the lack of fathers. And like, you know, my father was never in the house. I had a stepdad. So I have a great relationship with my real father now, because I grew up understanding like, okay, people make mistakes.
Yeah.
But like my stepdad, he wasn't super affectionate.
Right.
But he showed me what it was like to get out and work hard.
Okay.
So like in that space where I ain't coming to him crying about girls
Yeah,
and
no
stuff,
doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
stuff like that, like
Yeah.
talking
Sure.
to him about my feelings
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I couldn't have,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that like that wasn't always the space that me and him had.
Right.
But seeing somebody go to work hard, provide for us even when it was hard, and be present, like that's a whole different situation. I can always respect that.
Okay.
For sure.
Speaking of working hard and stuff like that, you know, I know you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on now though? Like
Right now, like I kind of fell back from the music a little bit, just because I was wanting to tap my money into different places. Like I still get to it though, but it's just on the backside because I need to tie it all in everything that I
Right.
got going on.
Right.
The clothing line, I'm still pursuing that, but like right now, I'm really trying to hop into real estate.
All
real
right.
estate is where it's
What
at.
intrigued you about the real estate? I tried that too before, but what intrigued you?
Man, so I was dealing with this guy, man, and he was just cool, like, bro. He did 10 years Fed time, and like I appreciate him to this day, bro, no doubt, because
Alright.
he made big numbers small for me, and he was more so like, you know, like, bro, this the route I'm trying to go. He was like, no college degree, felon. He was like, I feel like this is what's gonna save me. This is what's gonna get me out of the streets.
For sure.
So like he started talking to me about how to make money without having to be somewhere. Then I'm seeing him do it. I'm seeing him go buy a duplex here. But before he got to that space, I would see them turn him down. Like he would try to go get loans and stuff like that.
Right.
And they'd be like, "You a felon. You can't get this, or you can't do this." And he was one person that like never. He just fed me information. You know how somebody would try to stand on your neck. Like he never tried to stand on my neck. He would put me in the room with him, even if I couldn't afford to be there. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna just take you with me." So like we would flip cars and stuff. Like, but he'd have plugs on auctions. And I'd be like, "Shoot, bro, you gonna charge me a little bit more? Like, since you hooked me up with the plug to the auction." He'd be like, "Nah, you just pay what I pay."
Mm-hmm.
So, like, seeing him be like, "Hey, bro, this is $10,000. And he'll be like, "How much you paying a year right here?" I'd be like, "Shit, I pay $1,000 a month." He's like, "Bro, you already spending $12,000 a year
Mm-hmm.
to live here."
Right.
He's like, "Bro, you could have already did that already."
Mm-hmm.
So, like, getting into a space where, like, somebody made the numbers small.
Right.
And being like, "All right, bro, this is relevant to what I'm talking about, and this
Right.
is what I'm working with without having to go live a street life."
Right.
So, like,
Exactly.
trying to get more of that. Like, I want to do tiny houses
Okay.
because I feel like the startup cost is not high. So, like, the return on income is a little higher if you don't gotta go get a whole bunch of loans, and you can do some of this stuff yourself. So
Right.
like trying to get into real estate, bro, it's really more edge towards me wanting to make money without having to be somewhere, so I can spend more time with my kids,
Right.
spend more time with my
Absolutely.
family, and just create a different sense of freedom for myself, bro.
That's the goal.
For
Yeah,
sure.
for
That's the
sure.
goal.
Cause like, you know, I'm still working regular jobs now and stuff like that, but like, you know, I'm edging my way out of those. And once you start grabbing up that type of freedom with the real estate and stuff, like people gotta talk to you different, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, when
Yeah.
or you treat yourself different.
Yeah.
When you know you don't have to be somewhere, like
Absolutely.
it's a whole different type of situation.
I just shut down a company, so I know exactly what you're talking
Right,
about.
exactly.
It felt great. It did.
Exactly, exactly. So
But I'm
like,
gonna tell you something though, you know, and not to cut you off.
oh, you good, bro?
This is what I took from owning these companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
always moving because you don't want nobody keeping up with your money.
Yeah.
So it ain't really what you call rest time. If that phone ring and it deals with one of your properties, if it
Yeah.
deals with one of your clothing line places, it starts getting overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially when you can't really trust nobody.
For
You
sure.
know, if you ain't got a real team put together that's really dedicated to seeing your goals and your you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
care how much money you put behind it. They ain't gonna really put in a full, you know what I mean, backing on you to make sure this is getting done like it's supposed to. Then it
Yeah.
fall back on you because it's you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I felt better once I let it all go.
Yeah.
And get to revamp myself. I get to be back to a normal Joe again.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Okay, but okay, all right, all right.
But nah, that's true. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you start working with other people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if they're not invested in your goals, you can see the lackadaisicalness in dealing with other people. So it's like, you know, like that might be one of the hardest things to do in the world, bro.
It is, man.
It makes somebody see something that isn't alive yet. It make them believe in it. Like, if they don't believe in it, because perspective changes with everybody. So like that's definitely true, man. Being able to have the right team around you, because like me, like I know that when I was starting the fashion shit, like it wasn't discouraging,
Right.
but bro, I gotta wake up every day and like you see this shirt or you see what I got going on. Nobody's ever seen it before.
Right.
So to convince somebody that they need something that doesn't exist, bro, you know how much confidence you have to wake up and have?
You ain't gotta tell
Yeah.
me.
Like what? Like watch my podcast
You know what?
that don't nobody else watch.
Hey man, listen, man. That's when you
Like it.
I'm telling you, that's when you got to know you got to believe in
Yes.
yourself.
Exactly.
You know, stagnated people are the ones that don't believe they can make changes. That's why they still in the same position they are. You know what I mean? So whenever you got a leadership mind frame, then you're gonna always believe in yourself. Like, okay, you ain't gotta have my back. I'm gonna show you I can do it though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it ain't even to prove nothing to nobody else. Usually it's to prove it to yourself.
Yeah.
I was just
But just
talking.
doing something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah,
True
I
indeed.
said that the other day. Cause I'm in a little bit different place, man, as far as like my headspace and stuff
Alright.
like that. Like, so I was like, man, look at all this stuff that I created off the energy of doubt. Like somebody
Yeah.
telling me I couldn't do something.
Right.
I was like, man, just imagine if I was trying to do that just because I wanted to, just because I like to.
Absolutely. That's a real statement though.
It is a real statement.
Yeah.
Whole different situation.
I mean, that's when people make it the most. They do something that they love doing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if you don't like going and dumping trashes, you ain't gonna stick to that.
Nah,
you get
for
me?
sure.
But if you like, making money off of OnlyFans, then you gonna do that.
Hey, bro, shit, bro, they had me on the OnlyFans freestyling.
What? That's
I was
what's
getting ready
up.
to say,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
getting ready to say, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was we going to say?
I was gonna say we do know something you do like to do though. We
What
we,
it?
we,
What it?
we,
What it?
we want to hear a little bit too though. You
Hey,
know what I'm
okay,
saying?
there you go. We want to hear you freestyle. You know what I mean? We're gonna go ahead and let this thing right here in
Yeah.
with Young Spaz do what he do best, man. You know what I mean?
Let me make sure I get this on.
Yeah, you know what? For a fact, I'm gonna go handle something too, right quick. While y'all get right for it.
Yeah.
Make sure we get this right. We got to make sure everything perfection when it comes to this.
Yeah. I think I got some bars sent chilling. I ain't gave it out yet. Hold up.
Yeah, I think you do too. For real.
Nah, for sure. It's been a minute though, bro.
Hey man, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, we were young then.
Nah, for real. We stupid young, bro. And I appreciate you just letting me be on your
Hey,
platform,
man, I'm so
bro.
glad you
'cause-
came, though, man.
Yes,
I'm saying a lot of people
absolutely.
scared to come in
It's just be
voice their
yourself.
opinion.
Bro,
That's
be
all it
yourself,
is, though.
Bro, we done chopped it up so much during the
Yeah.
years, bro. This was a no-brainer. Like, we ain't never met each other with no foul energy.
Oh,
bro.
no, not at all.
It's always been love, so
No doubt.
I knew this was gonna fit me perfect, though.
That's what's up.
Let me see.
Young Spaz.
Yeah, my pinky stay up like I got a condition and ain't no prescription. My clothing be dripping like I'm washing dishes. Yo hoe would get missing just to get put in her favorite position, and then I go switch it like I got my leg up and I'm deep and I'm fucking her head up. And you at home, you crying, you fed up. That's the reason to go get your bread up. Niggas just look at my plate, they can't eat up off it. That chopper up make you go meet a coffin. That's your girl, nigga. Why do I beat her often? I'm a warrior. Pussy must be from Boston. Remember them days of Aina sauces. Now I'm checking the stats, I can't see no losses. A nigga surrounded by kings and bosses, and I'm so on my shit I can't be up off it. Nigga, you already know.
Hey, man, I gotta say, man, that was on point right there. That was long.
Yeah,
God,
look,
oh God,
making
oh
sure
God.
they coming hard.
Hey, man,
God,
listen.
oh God.
Hey, you trying to hit one too though? Like,
Oh,
what
who me?
you gonna
Who
say?
me?
What
Who
you
me?
trying to do?
Nah, man, I ain't trying to go behind him. Y'all trying to make me look crazy out there. Hey, yo, boy, that's love right there. Boy, I'm glad you came on here and done that. You know what I mean? I be talking to people about you like that too,
listen,
man. Y'all gotta go check them out. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Y'all can catch me on anything. Young Spaz on them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever y'all need to catch me at, man. Young Spaz on them for sure.
Yeah, and look, he's setting the bar high, so
Oh my God, y'all gotta be ready.
They already know.
Y'all gotta be ready.
Ready.
Shout out to my city, man. Shout out to Hickory, North Carolina, man.
Hey.
And everybody that's rocking with me. Everybody that's been rocking with me, man. I appreciate you for letting me come on.
make sure
Hey,
you
man,
go,
I'm glad you came, man.
and make sure you go cop one
Oh
of these.
yeah, yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh, we got him.
Yeah,
We got him.
so
For
excellent,
sure.
man. Hey, y'all can get them Jones at 828 Kicks, man, for sure. Y'all be good, man. Take it easy, man. Pinkies to the sky, so excellent till I die. You already know.
Yeah, yeah.